Welcome to episode 43 of the 411, folks. My name is Scott.
Yeah, you never give me any warning. My name's Jake.
And I'm here with Jake. We are back and we're ready to talk games. We just did the testing, Jake.
Yeah, usually when you do these things, you give a little countdown.
I don't count down. I just say,
No.
You ready? Ready?
Yeah, you
And then
didn't
we
even...
start.
Okay, at least you didn't
Well,
even do that.
this is episode 43, so you should be ready by now.
Okay, drink away from the microphone. No.
That is one hot coffee.
Let's get this over with.
That doesn't enthuse the audience when you say shit like that at the start of a podcast. You're supposed to be like, yeah, let's get into this.
No, you know what doesn't enthuse the audience? When I hear people chewing and sipping into the microphone. That's gross.
That's only at the start. It only lasts 10 minutes.
You should drink your coffee before it stops.
That is one good coffee. So, how you been? How's your week been?
We recorded not that long ago, so...
It's, been 5 days? So less than a week?
So, same...
Well, there were a couple of
Unfortunate-
times last year that we recorded we recorded 2 in a row one time. So at least we're not doing that. We've actually been pretty good this year. We've done one every week. This is quite rare from us.
It's a smudge on the table.
Thank you. So, what have you been playing this week?
Nothing. You go.
Again.
Yeah, I'm busy.
It's always the same excuse. Busy.
Well,
playing nothing.
this is at least a kind of free-ish weekend, so I am planning on getting a bit of game time in. But that's
Such
better.
as?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. That's one game that I haven't played this week. But let me tell you, Jake, I've been gaming this week. I've played a lot of games. 5 games to talk about, all on the Xbox.
Do tell.
All right, let's get into it. First game that I actually completed is Walking Dead Season 2. Finally finished that. That's actually quite a short game. Season 1, I looked at the hours that it took me, was 14 hours, and Season 2 was just over 10 hours. And I felt the episodes were actually a lot shorter than the other one as well. Even with the other one, Tales from the Borderlands, which is actually a really long game, I found. Because I also played that as well. I finished episode 3, because I was sort of halfway episode 3 at the time. So I finished that off, and I've played close to 10 hours of that, and I'm only up to episode 4.
Isn't it good, though?
Yeah, it's not my favourite.
It's my favourite.
I prefer Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, but...
Isn't it? It's funny. You find it funny?
Yeah, it is funny. I don't know, I just don't think... I just don't enjoy the world as much.
I disagree.
I mean, The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones aren't funny at all. They're, like, more serious. So I guess I prefer that. And with the Guardians of the Galaxy coming out, I assume that it's going to be pretty close to the humour of Borderlands.
Yeah, I'm a bit hesitant on that. Do you reckon they'll get the same voices in? What's his name?
Well, that's if they have the characters in there. I mean, it'll just be in the same world, but usually they have, all new characters focused on.
Oh, nah, they would... Nah, you couldn't make a Guardians of the Galaxy game and not have...
Oh, without, yeah.
What's his name? Star-Lord?
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, okay.
So, before I play it, I'm going to have to see the movies. Wait, will the second one come out before the game comes out?
The second one's out, no, I don't know.
I do actually want to see the movies. They look alright.
First one's pretty good.
Yeah. But while I was playing the Telltale games over the week, I was really thinking about other series that they could get into, and I came up with the idea they should do a really good Jurassic Park game. But then I went onto their website and they already done that.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything about that game.
It was one of their first, wasn't it? Before
It was
Back to the Future?
Yeah, before Back to the Future, yeah. It was like probably their first Telltale game, like actual storytelling game. Which sucks, because that's probably why no one's ever heard of it. It was probably shit. So I think I did hear some things about it when it came out, because it's called Jurassic Park the game. I have memories of a Jurassic Park game coming out, and...
Was it around the same time as a movie?
No. Before that. I think it was like 2009 it said it came out or something.
No, they also do these cool Sam & Max games on the Wii. They always look really cool.
Yeah.
More
But,
cartoony.
So I guess we won't be seeing another Jurassic Park game. because they've already done it.
Never know. Could do another season to it.
I really think it's such a good series to tap into, you know.
Shooter. Sorry.
Shooter! Yeah. So get rid of the fucking Batman and the Marvel tie-ins and everything. Do good series.
I'm still interested in Batman. I'm still interested in that Minecraft story as well.
Oh, yeah.
That looks kind of fun.
That's only... Is that a short one? Or
No, that looks like the longest, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's something that anyone can get into. You don't have to sort of go out and play Minecraft to actually know what's going on.
Not at all. This is the very first kind of like...
Is that a comedy-driven one?
I think it's... I think there's comedy elements. It's more of an adventure. I think they really got... I think they kept comparing it to the Goonies. And I think there's some voice actors from the Goonies in there too. More of that real action, just adventuring kind of thing. Bit of comedy thrown in there too, for good measure. It sounds good.
Yeah, I might give it a go. But straight after I finish Tales from the Borderlands, I'm going to get into Wolf Among Us, because that's already on my Xbox, because I downloaded the 5-pack of Telltale games. So Wolf Among Us will be the last one to play. After that, I'm probably going to get Michonne, the miniseries. It's a 3-episode thing, so... and that'll be it for Telltale, and probably until Guardians of the Galaxy comes out, and I'll see how that goes. Oh, and Walking Dead Season 3. Yeah. So, yeah, those were the 2 of the games that I played, Walking Dead Season 2 and Tales from the Borderlands. Another one I tried to get into was Evil Within. I started it again. This is for the 3rd time. So the first time I played it, I got up to Chapter 10. Second time I played it, I got up to, I think, Chapter 2, and I stopped. And then I restarted it again. The only reason I'm restarting is because it is actually a really difficult game, and I need to go back to the basics to actually learn how to play again. So go through all the tutorials and everything. But I still have the original save file on there. So at the moment, I'm almost at Chapter 4. So I played 2 or 3 hours of it. So I think I'm ready just to jump back into where I left off, Chapter 10. But fuck, it's a difficult game. It's really hard.
I've always wanted to try it out. I would definitely need someone there to play it with me, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not a very comfortable game to sit back and relax and play.
Stressful.
Like, it is so stressful, and like, you know, your hands get all sweaty, and you get in all tense and everything. I'm wearing my Fitbit. My heart rate's at 80 all the time. It's just like, what the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't. Obviously, you get moments when you play. When you want to play games like that. At the moment, I'm just not feeling that kind of game. Even Resident Evil, the very segmented way I'm watching it, and I say watching it, at this stage, it's good because I get to watch 1 to 2 hours of it every week. I think that's all I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched that whole thing all at once. So
Too stressful.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what really got me back into that kind of game. I watched the entire run through of Resident Evil. So I didn't really want to go buy that and pick that up because I just saw it. So I got back into Evil Within. It's very similar. The things that you can collect and everything, and the weapons and everything. So, and it's the game really rewards you when you go out and just explore like all the little crevices and corners of the map. And so that's what I've been doing with this playthrough. So it's taken me quite a while to get around the map just because I'm exploring everywhere. But it actually really rewards you with all the things that you can get to help you defeat all the enemies and everything. But yeah, but I mean, the most enjoyable parts of those games are when you're on the edge of your seat and you don't know what's about to happen. I really don't enjoy all the action bits where it's really hard to sort of beat the bosses and everything. And, you know, that's not really the fun bit for me. So
fair enough.
But we definitely should sit down one day and play that together.
Yeah, I'd like to. I like to just play more scary games in general. Pretty much the last scary game I can remember sitting down and playing was the first Dead Space game.
Yeah, and that's someone when I think I was watching the run through of Resident Evil and someone was talking about Dead Space and I'm like, oh yeah. No, I was watching a run through of Doom and someone was talking about Dead Space.
Oh yeah, Doom. What a great game.
I never played it, but I just watched about an hour's worth of Doom during the week.
I've always wanted. I finished that last year, and it was one of my favorite games of the last year. I want to replay it again on a harder difficulty. It's one of those games you can just master, reflex wise. Yeah, I want to give that a try.
Looks insane.
I think that's the name of the difficulty setting.
Insane, is it?
Yeah.
How basic?
Is that? Are you trying to name more difficulties?
I played a couple more games. Far Cry Primal I turned on. I really can't get into it. Like, honestly, I can't get into it. I think I prefer guns in a Far Cry setting. Like, I don't mind the arrows and everything, but usually he's got a bat he holds onto, and all these animals come up to you, and you've got to sort of fight them off and everything. But I don't know if it's the map or the story, because it's set in like such, the BC times, and I really can't relate to any of the characters in the story, and they're all speaking a different language, and it's just so far-fetched from what I'd usually play. But usually in the Far Cry games, like Far Cry 3, you could put yourself in that situation, because it's just a normal guy that's sort of stranded on the island, and you've got to find your way through the island and save your friends and everything. And you're a guy who's never used a gun before, but suddenly you're going to have to, and you have to just make do. So I could really, put myself in that situation, and that became really fun. Whereas in this game, there's no way you could put yourself in this situation.
It's interesting. They talked about this at a panel on RTX last weekend, that people play games. There are two people who play games, or like two situations where you put yourself in a video game. It's like you said in Far Cry 3 and 4, like he's an unnamed first person character, not unnamed, but kind of voiceless, and you put yourself in his eyes, which is fair enough. And then some people, if you go make a character creation or something, they just make the most far out, least representative character of themselves as possible. And I think that's, for myself personally, I thought it was a really interesting topic. I don't consider myself, sometimes, more often than not, I put myself in these characters' perspectives,
So, like, for a game like Fallout, are you making yourself, or are you sort of making someone that's just completely different?
I think it depends on the world that the game is set in. Something like Fallout, because it is a bit removed from reality, I guess, in terms of the time setting and what happens in that game. So I try to make, at least myself, someone who would fit into that world rather than myself. But it's something as more basic, say, as Pokemon, with the very minimal character creation you can have in that game. I put myself in that world, even though it's far-fetched and that thing would never ever happen. I don't know. Interesting. Depends on the context of the game.
Yeah, I think first-person kind of games, it's really easy to put yourself in that situation. But for a game like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, I'm always going to sort of make a character that's not myself, because he does so much talking and you see him a lot of the time and everything.
But it's also based on your own moral judgments.
It is, but sometimes when you've got choices to make, these are choices that I would never make, like all 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
it's I don't know. It's a strange thing.
Are you one to so in terms of Mass Effect, remember they had Renegade and Paragon?
Oh yeah.
Were you one to always go?
So remind me what that is, because I just read a story on GameSpot about they're not going to have that anymore in Mass Effect 4.
Right. So Renegade's the when you make choices, Renegade's the bad choice.
Yeah.
Paragon's the good choice.
So there was only two choices in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, but if you had a choice, you could choose from, like, say, 5 options. Maybe 3 of those options would be Paragon.
Oh yeah.
2 would be Renegade. Take it back to, remember, Knights of the Old Republic. You'd go, all the bad choices you would turn
into a Sith. Yeah.
Dark side, you'd make good side. But yeah, are you one to more lean towards bad choices?
Yeah.
Good choices, depending on that?
Sometimes I start the game off wanting to be bad, but I can't help myself. It's just always being good.
I got to be good as well.
It's just, I can't handle it. Like, I can't be bad to someone. It's just, I can't do it to myself.
Yeah. Even well, I won't say. Even in the one choice you get in Resident Evil 7.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's obvious who you're going to choose.
We can just talk about it, can't we?
Okay. Well, right, so I just got up to the part, or at least just past the part in Resident Evil, where you have to make a choice of giving the serum to your wife or girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or
your girlfriend who suddenly just left you and went to this place, and She told you not to come. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work that out. But or like your girlfriend or this person who's like tried to help you escape and stuff.
Yeah. But she's the daughter of that fucking psycho.
Yeah, and then so you had two serums, but you used one of them to defeat the boss, and then you had to make a choice between one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I've read, or at least in the playthrough, they were saying like the choice is pretty doesn't really make a difference. But
yeah, I wouldn't think so. They're not going to have two completely different game endings because there's still 3 or 4 hours left of the game.
Sure.
So,
but no, me personally, I would 100% go Mia because like your girlfriend, you'd be like,
yeah,
well, this is my girlfriend.
It was a pretty easy choice. I mean, the gameplay that you saw, did they give it to Mia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. So, why would you give it to the other woman? Like
For the achievement?
Oh, fuck off. Do you get an achievement for giving it to Mia?
Both.
Okay, so you got to sort of replay that episode to get the... Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, it's such an easy choice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's your own moral compass. Some people choose the other way.
For a game like, the Mass Effect games, if I played them, multiple times, more than once, I would obviously try and do the opposite. So... I'd go bad the next time I play them. But, I really want to get back to them and play all 3, but I don't want to do that before Andromeda. I think I'm going to wait for Andromeda, play through that, and then go back, because I don't want to wear myself out before Andromeda.
That's a good point. Fair enough.
Okay, so those are all games that I spent a bit of time on. The game that I've been spending most of my time on this week was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, good.
I've played a good nearly 6 hours of that this week. I've played from the beginning, so I've never played this game before, and it is pretty amazing. Like, I tried to... it was out of Rise of the Tomb Raider and Far Cry Primal, which one I was going to spend most of my time with, and I actually tried Far Cry Primal first. I played about 30 minutes of it, and I was like, I just really can't get into it. So I turned Rise of the Tomb Raider on, and I was into it straight away. Like, I played good 2 hours straight up. And it's really good. The bits that I don't enjoy is when, of course... all the action comes in, like, how the Uncharted bits, it gets really unrealistic with all these guys coming in, you're just doing mass murder killing. Like, that's pretty much what Lara Croft's doing, and she's not a soldier or anything. I felt like I was playing Call of Duty at some point.
I think that's where people's biggest criticisms come with those games.
Yeah,
because
like, you start throwing grenades, and then you've got all these assault rifles just shooting all these guys who are trained soldiers with all this armor on, and it's like you against 6 guys, but you shoot them all down. It's like,
Lara
really?
Croft, you can't win.
It's a bit ridiculous.
At least remember in the very first game, like when it comes to the point, maybe let's say 3 or 4 hours into the game, you do shoot the gun to kill the person.
Wait, have you seen this?
Yeah, the first game.
Oh, the first one. Yeah.
And then it's like this big, like, oh man, I can't believe I just killed someone. And 30 seconds later, she's just mowing everyone down.
She gets over it pretty quickly.
Yeah, so it's a bit... I mean, it's a video game, but at the same time, it's trying to go for realism, and it just doesn't quite get it.
Well, there's a part in the game, it's pretty early on, when you've been trapped in prison, and you need to break out, but then there's some dude next to you in the other prison, and he's saying... you need to break me out too. You're never going to last out there. You need me. And she's just like, bitch, you don't know what I've been through. Okay, I can handle myself. And then she ends up breaking him out. But that's the bit where it turns into a bit of Call of Duty. She's just like fucking destroying people. And I'm playing on a pretty easy difficulty because the point of me playing this is to do the adventure and the tombs and everything, which are challenging nonetheless. It doesn't matter on the difficulty. So I want to get past these action bits quite quickly. So it's pretty much, for some guys, one-shot kill, which is actually realistic anyway.
Sure.
So the guys that are wearing armor, it takes 2 or 3 shots anyway. So that is quite realistic. I mean, it's not realistic when there's a grenade next to me and it blows up and I'm sort of not dying. It doesn't affect me. But that's not the reason I'm playing this game, for the challenging combat. I'm playing the game for the tombs, and that's where the game really shines. Because the original Tomb Raider... Have you ever played any of the original Tomb Raiders?
Never.
So I got the PS3 pack of 3 of the original ones, like the remakes. And pretty much the entire game is like tomb after tomb. Like, those really challenging puzzles and everything? That's like the entire game, or the original anyway. And they were so hard, The most annoying part about that game as well is the jumping, how it's like you've got to time it so correctly, otherwise you fall, got to do it again. So I spent hours just doing that over and over again. Kind of got over it in the end. But this game really kind of brings it back. And I didn't play much of Tomb Raider, the 2013 one, but from what I saw is there wasn't really much of that. Rise of the Tomb Raider, it brings back a lot of the puzzles and everything. And it's weird that the game plays like an Uncharted, like the story, lots of action and everything, but the side quests are all tombs. So really, you can skip all the tombs and just get through the story. So really, you got to find the tombs yourself and do the side quests if you want to play the real Tomb Raider.
I like that. That's a good idea.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of Assassin's Creed as well. You know, I think it's Brotherhood or something. When you it's only side quests as well. It's what's it called? The things where you go down, do the crypts or something. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You know, some of them take like an hour to complete.
They're just like big platforming challenges.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
And so that's sort of pretty much what the tombs are. So, and there are a lot of them as well. So it's really cool.
Nice. Well, yeah, something I've always looked out for. I don't think I'll ever play the game, but good to hear.
Why won't you ever play the game?
I don't know. It's just not quite my thing. Came out the exact same day as Fallout 4 as well. So
that's right. It was either that or Fallout 4 that people were getting.
Yeah.
And Rise just sunk.
Unfortunate. Oh well.
Yeah. But I'm gonna finish the game, and I'm gonna try and do the, not the 100%, but pretty close. I looked it up on the How Long to Beat website. You could finish it in 12 hours, like 10 to 12 hours. That's pretty quick. But completionists, like, it's nearly 40 hours. So there's a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, so the next week I'll just be playing more of Rise of the Tomb Raider, finishing off Borderlands, and that'll be about it.
Sweet.
So you're just planning on playing some Pokemon next week?
Yeah. Bit boring.
Yeah, it is. Even though it was our game of the year last year.
Got to finish it.
I know. I don't know, I've kind of had a bit of a break from Nintendo games.
How the tables have turned.
No, it's alright. It's alright to have a break and then get into Xbox, and then I'll probably get over Xbox, go back to Nintendo. You know, gotta have either two. So that's why I should never trade in my Xbox for a Switch. Gotta have the best of both worlds.
No, thankfully, it's looking like Switch could pick up the slack that Xbox would.
Yeah, but not everything. I mean, I don't expect it to have Mass Effect or Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead. Soon. Maybe not now.
Just quickly, I've watched a bit of gameplay for Ghost Recon Wildlands. Have you watched anything?
Yeah, I watched something. It's not my thing.
Why not?
Open world.
Yeah, that's the bit I hate, the open world bit. And that's the part of Far Cry Primal that I got over as well. I'm just sick of open world. Like, I can't be bothered traveling so far just to get to your next mission.
At least if the open world is interesting and diverse, something like GTA 5, which is the most perfect open world ever to exist. But
really, some games it's just an excuse to increase the time limit on the game. Like,
this game is not for me. It looks like a big cross between The Division and Far Cry.
Yeah.
And
it's just Ubisoft. Every game they come out with is just open world, and there's sometimes no reason for it.
No.
At least with Rise of the Tomb Raider, it's a bit like the missions are very linear, but when you get into the big space to sort of explore, they're not that big. They're quite sort of contained. So I mean, they're at least fun. But geez, these games that are coming out, it's just I can't be bothered. You know, it takes me 10 minutes to walk to my next mission in Far Cry Primal, and on the way you could probably die from some animal that just kills you, and then you got to start again. Like, I can't be bothered doing that.
Wuss.
So what was I talking about? Oh, Wildlands, yeah. So I actually watched the first hour of gameplay, and the first mission looked really fun because it was actually quite simple. Like, some guys there and you target them and you kill them one by one, really stealthy. And then you get to the next mission and it becomes a lot more challenging because the guys are all clumped together. And then the guy was trying to be stealthy, but all of a sudden it turned into this big gunfight. And it's really hard combat as well. And that's the bit that I hate in those games when it's so challenging to just stay stealthy. You need to keep restarting the mission. That was kind of like Splinter Cell Blacklist as well. Like, I like the challenge, but it's just like sometimes just impossible to be stealthy the whole time. So yeah,
Part of the challenge.
I'd rather play as a solo guy as well, not controlling your teammates to do things.
I think the part of the thing of this game is that you need friends to play with, essentially. You can play it solo, but I think the crux of it is that you should play... Same with the Division. And
When are we ever going to sit down and play an entire campaign co-op? I mean, last time we did it was Halo. We played a bit of Dead Island.
Oh yeah, Dead Island.
So when are we going to do it? What game is coming out, or what game is out that we can do?
There was always that game. There was that game. I can't remember if it's out or if it's coming out. Oh no, Triforce Heroes.
I was talking about Xbox, not Nintendo.
I don't fucking care about Xbox. This is a co-op game that I want to play.
But you need 3 people.
I'll just wrangle some idiot in.
Wrangle some idiot.
Yeah. Man, I want to play that game so bad.
I'm sure there'll be another one coming out that we can play co-op. Well, we can play a lot of Splatoon 2. How about that? Date night?
Cute. Deal.
What has caught our eye this week? I've actually been playing too many games to actually notice any new gaming news or anything. Have you sort of noticed anything? Looked anything up?
I didn't spend much time on the internet this week.
What have you been doing?
Working.
That's not good enough.
I work till 5 every day this week.
And that leaves plenty of time to get home and do some research for the podcast.
Please, pay me.
Do you think I have money to pay you to do this podcast?
Yeah,
this is volunteer work.
You're taking time out of my day.
Well, let's go to our next segment, which is water cooler conversations. Should we just can the segment?
Yeah, because the guy who used to spark up these conversations has now moved from my floor to downstairs.
Well, you should give him a call every now and then.
I don't want to speak to him.
You just gotta, like I said last week, you just gotta sort of start the conversation up. Just, start it in your your group message thing. Go, guys, what do you think of PS4 Pro, PSVR? Who's done PSVR porn?
No.
That kind of thing,
I don't want to talk to people. They gotta talk to me first.
You live a very sad life.
Yeah, well, welcome
to the 4115. Let's move into our topic of the show. Today's topic was brought to you by...
Oh, do we have sponsors?
No, we don't. I actually want to talk about PS4 for this topic.
So when's PS4 coming out?
Hey? The PS4 Pro?
No. Is PS4 out yet? What's this new PS4 console?
Yeah, it's out. It's been out for 3.5 years.
Then why are we talking about it?
Because we haven't got it. And I actually want one. I'm going to talk about PS4 exclusives. And I actually wrote a list of PS4 exclusives right down here. And some of the games I've actually watched quite a bit of gameplay of. And you watched Until Dawn. How many run-throughs have you watched of that?
3.
And I've watched 1 recently. So now we can finally talk about Until Dawn. And we can do it with spoilers because it's been out for a long time now. Nearly 2 years.
Talking about an old game, but alright.
Well, I mean, I just really recently watched it, so it's new to me. Until Dawn. So your run-through that you had with it.
I've seen pretty much everything you can really see in the game. I'm sure if I watched another playthrough I might be surprised by at least one small thing. But I've seen pretty much everything you can see of it. I enjoy... I love the concept of the game. The story... let's say the first half of the game is where I really enjoy it. The second half, is when it starts getting a bit more supernatural, is where it doesn't really... I'm still enjoying it. I just prefer the more thriller intensity of it.
Like the murderer man.
Yeah. And then once he's revealed, and then the next plot point comes along, which has been happening the entire time, but when the next thing reveals itself with the Wendigo, you're just like... Yeah, it's scary, but it's kind of lost something to it.
So you prefer, like, maybe in horror movies, you'd prefer the horror movies that are about, like, a man
Yeah.
rather than supernatural?
Right. Things that can... The scariest things are something that can actually be real.
Yeah.
And the thing with Josh as the killer clown, just to get revenge on his dumb friends, which is it's so dumb. Yeah,
and that was revealed pretty early in the game as well.
Yeah.
That you found out that, and then it kind of sort of lost its horror from then on. Well, I mean, the supernatural parts from then on were pretty scary. Like when you were sort of traveling in the basement of the house and you see sort of like a ghost going around, and then you see that doll house. I mean, that's pretty freaky.
Yeah, but that's not even explained.
Yeah, it is at the end.
The ghost?
Yeah, the ghost. It was explained just for a very short, brief moment. It was explained that that was all sort of fake. That he sort of planned all that.
Oh, isn't it because his dad is like a movie?
Yeah.
Makes movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Which makes the next run through less scary, I guess.
Sure. But I like to keep watching because there's lots of choice in this game.
Yes.
And all the characters, you can go through the whole playthrough without anyone dying, with everyone dying.
I would say the choices in this game are a lot more what's the word for it? Weighty than any Telltale game.
Sure.
To be honest.
Yeah, because one you get a split path. One path could be death, and you don't even. I mean, it's a bit of a coin. It is a coin toss, and you actually have no idea how if you. There's no reasoning behind the choice most of the time. I think that's fun. What the deaths can get pretty gruesome though. They're pretty cool.
Well, I only saw one death in my run through. Only one guy died.
Who's that?
What, the black guy? What's his name? I don't remember names, but he was dating the that really bitchy chick.
The annoying Asian chick.
Yeah, I hated her. And the guy that I was watching to do the run through, he was trying to protect everyone, and even the really annoying chick, he was like, "Oh no, like I really need to save her." I was like, "Fuck her, just let her die," But yeah, I'd really like to see another run through because some of the characters that could have died pretty early on, they had pretty big parts later on in the game. So I was wondering from what you saw, were those parts just not there in the game if they died early on?
Pretty much, because they're just not there.
So that you can make the game really short.
No, I feel like the length is still there, but
Well, how do those parts, with that really annoying bitchy chick, if she dies early on, I think if that's possible.
Well, no, I feel like there are only certain areas of the game where, to progress the story, only certain areas that the characters can die. So, for example, the bitchy Asian chick can only die when the watchtower thingy collapses. It catches on fire and she has to work her way through.
But did you watch a run through where she died there?
Yes. Not when it's falling, when she's trying to escape through it.
But later, towards the back end of the game, she has a massive part where she's exploring the cave, the mines and everything.
It doesn't happen.
So that's not there.
Yeah.
So that would decrease the amount of time that you play the game.
Fair enough. Yeah. And then when Mike, I want to say, goes through the whole insane asylum.
Yeah.
I don't think he can. I think that's a pretty important part. I don't think he can die. I don't think Mike can die. No, he can die. Gosh, I need to watch another one too.
Can't Mike die pretty much really early on when he's looking for his girlfriend, the blonde girl?
No, I don't think anyone can die that early.
Oh, okay.
No way. I think the deaths start occurring as soon as Josh is revealed.
Yeah.
And the Wendigo, because everyone would have to die from the Wendigo.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go on YouTube and watch a death compilation, because they get
true. Yeah.
That's probably some of the most gruesome, besides Mortal Kombat, gruesome stuff I've seen in a video game.
So the only death I saw was the black guy, and his head got sort of on a hook, one of those hooks. Is that the only death that he can have? Or
probably not. No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
The game's full on, and for most people, they'd only play it once, and that's it. So half the game they would never see. So as a developer of the game, you're doing all this work that for most people they won't even see.
No, me personally, because I know as soon as I know there's choice happening in the game, I need to know what happens on the other side of the other choice.
But I thought I remember you saying you watched a run through of this game and that's it. You don't want to watch another one because that's the story.
That's Telltale.
Oh, Telltale. Okay.
Because that's a pretty definitive story.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas this is just, it's not really the greatest story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I was watching the entire run through of this, I was pretty much scared the entire time. Like, and it was completely different to Resident Evil 7 because I watched this straight after Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil, I was kind of getting a bit bored towards the end because, like you were saying, the supernatural thing, like those big goo guys were not scary at all and too much action. Whereas Until Dawn, there wasn't that much action. It was mostly just player choice and just exploring and just sort of on the edge of your seat stuff. So that was like really scary throughout the whole thing. And like you said, you know, even when that Wendigo thing comes, like that monster thing, the monster actually looked really scary with the long legs and everything, the way it moves and everything. That's actually really scary compared to what the Resident Evil thing is. Because Resident Evil guys, they're really slow and they're just walking really slow. So
more zombies.
Yeah. I mean, Resident Evil should just go back to zombies. Really, stop trying to play around with it. Just do the zombies.
No, but then because if people do
better than goo.
No, it's something different. I liked
goo.
it, even though they weren't necessarily scary. Yeah, I don't know. There was one. Yeah, well, I wish you saw more deaths.
Well, you can tell me. We can talk about it.
Probably my favorite is the annoying chick.
Yeah.
She gets caught in a. It's like a tree lopping area. So you know the tree logs run along that conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And get in a chipper. And like there's two like things that run along each other, like the two barrel things that chip things.
Yeah.
With the spikes, she gets caught in one of those.
Far out.
And you see it.
Were you laughing?
I mean, it's so gruesome, but I mean, she deserved it. No,
yeah. She was a bitch. What about that character who had in Pantera plays? Is there a way that she can die? Because she's...
Which one is she again? Oh,
Sam,
yeah.
I think her name is. She's
the one who walks around like half the game with a towel.
Yeah.
Like, how does that towel stay up the whole time?
I know. But she's like becomes sort of the main character at the end of the game. So.
Between her and Mike.
Oh, so it could be Mike at the end.
Oh. See, this is what's so interesting about it.
So did you watch a run through where Hayden Panettiere dies?
There is a part where she can die, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There are several parts where at least someone can die. What about the parts, the in-between parts where you find out where Josh is speaking to the psychiatrist guy?
Oh, yeah.
And then the choices you make there are obviously what comes up in the game.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Man, this game would have taken ages to complete. Like, it's such a big game. Oh, it's just crazy. Who made this game?
Super...
Like, have they made anything else? Do you know?
I want to say they're called Supermassive, and I really don't think I think this is their first because they're like a mix together of other studios.
It's so disappointing that it's not on Xbox One because, I mean, the first few hours when I was watching this is like, I don't want to watch this because I want to play it, but there's no way of me playing it, so I just need to watch it.
Supermassive Games, yes, that was correct, and I think Until Dawn's their very first. Yep, Until Dawn.
Their last. And so the expansion that they had, Rush of Blood.
Sorry, they developed. Oh no, they've developed just very little indie games. All PlayStation. Little Big Planet for the PS Vita. They helped on Killzone HD. So this is really the biggest project. Sorry, go
on. They had a expansion, Rush of Blood, which was pretty highly rated.
That's a VR thing.
Oh, is it? Okay. So, I don't know. Hopefully the next game that they make, they try and bring it over to Xbox as well.
Doesn't look like it. All the games I saw on their Wikipedia are all PlayStation. They're probably owned by PlayStation.
Yeah.
Sony.
Supermassive games. I mean, the more they come out with games like Until Dawn, they're going to be massive, like Naughty Dog. And, I mean, some other games that I got on my list that PS4 already has is, well, Uncharted and Last of Us, of course. They've got, the games like Detroit Become Human, from the makers of Heavy Rain. Like, they got that studio, which is... Who?
Oh, man, what's his name? That French guy.
They got, Bloodborne, Infamous, No Man's Sky, Ratchet and Clank, Order 1886. All these games that are actually quite big names that we're never going to play.
Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What's that guy's name though? David Cage.
That doesn't sound French at all.
He's a French guy.
David Cage?
Yeah.
David Cage.
Doesn't have to be some over-the-top French name.
Cage.
Some PS4 games that recently have come out, one, they're very Japanese games. One, Persona 5 coming out very soon. Another, Yakuza 0, which looks like, you know that game Shenmue?
Yeah.
It looks like that mixed with Sleeping Dogs, but no cars or driving around. It's got that aesthetic feel to it.
So it's not open world.
It's got an open world, but it's pretty small.
Yeah.
And you don't drive; you just walk everywhere.
I'd prefer that. I kind of don't really like driving around the city.
Nah, but no, it's just so Japanese, and I love it so much. It looks awesome. And another one's called, oh my god, what's it called? They've compared it to Dark Souls, the new Dark Souls, but it's PS4 exclusive.
Neo,
that's it.
Yeah, I just watched the review for that in the morning. Yeah, games like this always get high review scores because there's an audience for these kind of games that just love this shit. And because all the reviews that I was watching, they were saying that, the gameplay is just so layered, like it's just so well built. And this is a new one that I've never heard of coming. Like nobody was talking about this, and it just came out and just surprised everybody. And it's sort of, they say it's a mix between Diablo and Dark Souls.
God, that sounds so good.
Yeah, so it's another game that we're gonna miss out on. Spider-Man's coming. They got Horizon Zero Dawn coming.
Nah.
Death Stranding.
Oh man, the way everyone talked about Death Stranding at RTX last weekend. Honestly, at this stage, it doesn't even sound like a game because it's so.
Just a concept.
It's just a concept.
An idea.
Yeah, and it sounds like the biggest. It could just be a movie. Honestly, the way Kojima makes his games, especially now. During what was going to be Silent Hills, and he's so movie orientated. Even you can even see in Metal Gear Solid that one Metal Gear Solid with like hour-long cutscenes and stuff. So he's very movie focused. But this just
if this game is going to be released 2020, do you think it should have been at last year's E3?
Yeah, at least just to say. Because it was that whole controversy of whether Kojima was going to make any more games or anything at all.
Or would you have preferred if he just walks out and didn't he walk out and say I'm back or something? What if he just walks out and says I'm back and walks away?
No, he had to do something because he showed the cool logo for his new company, Kojima Productions or whatever.
Yeah.
And the clip that we got shown, and at least in the next clip that came out, it's so.
I haven't even seen the next clip.
No,
is it just another cinematic?
Yeah. But if you play them together at the same time, so if you put them in two browsers, play them next to each other, they the same kind of events happen at the exact same time, but at two different things are happening, but at the same time. I don't know. It's so cool, and I want to know more about this. And I think he's doing it in a real strategic way. But who knows if the game is even started at all? Who knows?
Again, it's the same argument, Jack. We're never going to play it.
Death Stranding might be the thing that gets me to PS4.
If you haven't got a PS4 yet, after all the games that I've just talked about, you're never going to get a PS4.
Yeah, but Death Stranding. It's got Norman Reedus and the guy from Hannibal.
Norman Reedus means nothing to you. You haven't watched Walking Dead.
No, but he's a good actor.
From what? What have you seen him in?
I just heard he's a good actor.
Yeah, from Walking Dead.
And the guy from Hannibal.
Who's that?
I don't know. He's in a lot of other things. Oh, he's in a new Star Wars. He's the chick's father.
What chick?
Who's the main chick?
Oh wait. Are you talking about the new one that just came out, Rebel 1? Yeah. The guy who looks like Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the main characters in that movie again?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I keep thinking of episode 7. Yeah.
Jin.
No, that's episode 7, isn't it?
No, that's Ray.
Finn. Finn is episode 7.
Finn? I
So
thought it was
it's
Jin.
not. It's not Jin.
Jin Erso. Yes,
So-
it is.
So there's Finn and Jin. Couldn't
Well-
they come up with something else?
Jin.
Luke. Well,
Jin
why is it?
also?
Why is it all these weird names when the originally it's like Luke? Luke. Luke's such a good strong name. Why can't
Oh
it be,
well,
why can't it be Richard?
no, because Star Wars is known to have really sweet names. Jin, yeah, it's JYN also. Knew it.
When you have a child, are you going to name them after a Star Wars character?
Not Star Wars. I did like everyone's calling their kids. Maybe not so much anymore. Everyone's calling their kids Khaleesi. I thought that's a pretty cool name.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah,
Except Khaleesi means like Queen of
dragons or something. Isn't it?
Does it? Queen of Dragons? No. Khaleesi isn't it just like it's the queen of that tribe,
Oh, what's that tribe?
the Carls or the Khal Drogo.
Yeah.
That thing. I thought it was that. Khaleesi.
No, but what's her real name? Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah. Daenerys. Yeah.
I need to watch more Game of Thrones.
You fucking do. I'm telling you, Jake, take the Blu-rays that I've got out there. Take them. Or take Walking Dead. Which one?
Probably Game of Thrones first. Oh, I'd have to start again.
Yeah, no, you would.
Anyway, yeah, I could name my kid after some pop culture. Lara Croft.
Lara Croft. What, Croft is the middle name?
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
I know a kid called Finn.
Yeah?
Mm.
Finn's a cool name.
It's obviously before the movie came out, so that's even cooler.
Sure. It's getting some more cred.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You'd probably name your kid after a Simpsons character, to be honest. Mo.
No. Nah, it'd be something cool like Julius Hibbert.
Who the fuck's that?
Dr. Hibbert.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Julius, is that?
Herbert. Dr.
Herbert?
Isn't it Dr. Herbert?
What? Hibbert.
Hibbert. Okay. I don't know my Simpsons trivia, Jake.
No.
Like you. Another game, some gameplay that I watched about 3 hours of The Last Guardian. And I only watched about 3 hours because I sort of noticed a pattern where the entire 10-hour gameplay would just be the same sort of puzzle solving kind of thing of trying to get out of this area. I didn't see the bit like I know there's combat coming up with like another sort of Guardian kind of thing, but I didn't see any of that, so I kind of saw enough to get a picture of what the game is. And I think it's a game that looks fun to play, probably not really fun to just sit down and watch. But I mean, yeah, it didn't look too bad. It looks pretty cool. It was, straight away you build this really good bond with that big dog/rat thing.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, did you watch gameplay?
I watched maybe the first hour.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's something I need to experience myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it seems like everyone says the controls are real poor, but it seems like a game that's definitely based on story alone. So
Because, this game was originally being built for PS2, wasn't it?
that long ago, really?
I think so. And you can tell by the menus. They really haven't done anything to the menus.
I don't.
Looks like PS2 script writing,
Yeah, people shouldn't use that as a what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, I just don't understand it. It's a short game. Why did it take like 10 years to make?
They wanted it to be perfect.
It's not that great.
Jeez, all right.
It's not
You're
amazing.
criticizing someone's work for 10 years.
Yeah, but God, people have made bigger and better games in less time. If this game just came out and nobody really expected it, or people knew about it for maybe a year or something, it would be, I think, a lot more amazing than it is.
Yeah, it's just the hype got over it.
Yeah.
Got the better of people.
When we first saw it revealed at an E3, I think it was a couple of years ago, and that trailer, how he kept on calling out the name of the thing.
That wasn't the first reveal of it.
Oh, that was the first one I saw. Anyway, that looks pretty cool because we talked about it, I think, on this podcast, and it must have been last year's then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about it on this podcast, saying like how unusual and different it was compared to any other game. So, yeah, I didn't realize it was just like a kind of a puzzle-solving game.
Yeah, it's more like environmental,
Yeah.
adventuring-ish. Yeah.
No, but it is pretty cool. Let's see what else. That's about it. So there's like so many exclusives on the PS4 that are just gone from my grasp.
It's that new one that's coming out that's like the zombie game where you just mow down thousands and thousands.
Isn't it the last day? No, Days Gone?
Yeah,
No.
that's it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that PS4 exclusive?
It was at the PS4 E3 show.
Fuck's sake.
Doesn't look any good anyway.
It looks pretty good.
It's just the same as every other zombie
But a lot of
game.
people are saying that was sort of scripted and built just for that show. Like, the zombies won't really act like that. And how will you know where to go to actually get a good, cool moment like that, you know?
Oh, it's...
You
yeah,
can't
they
really
knew...
follow it, yeah.
Obviously, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But a game like that, if it was built specifically for that show, don't show it.
I know. It would be cool if it was kind of linear, so you sort of knew how to get and do those parts exactly. Like, it needs to be linear if you can experience. If it's an open world game, you're never going to experience moments like that in the game. But nonetheless, it looks pretty cool. And I hope it's not really like a... Well, if it's an open world game, I really hope they do a lot of moments where it's just not all action. You know, like in The Walking Dead, like, you're living in this world where sometimes you'll just be walking along and you see maybe one or two zombies that you can kill just quickly. But the whole atmosphere of the game is just, you're so alone in this world that's just apocalyptic now. And there's just, you know, sometimes you can come across like a massive zombies. But most of the time you're just alone and you're just sort of walking, scavenging, trying to feed yourself.
Well, there's that game, that Xbox exclusive game that's got a sequel coming out. I'm racking my mind trying to think of the name of it, but...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's open world-ish, but it's mainly...
You're at is like a drive-through cinema?
State of Decay.
State of Decay, yeah. State of Decay 2.
Yeah, and that's mainly based on resource scavenging and
but is that that's an online one, isn't it?
you can do it. I played it solo, but it's, I think the one that's coming out is multiplayer focused, not focused, but
so this is just an open world game where you've just got to survive, really, and you know, you're going out day to day just trying to find food. And...
there's mission progression.
Okay.
That moves you through the map.
So this is something we could do co-op.
Yeah, it sounds great actually. And yeah, Xbox. So,
are we making a date here? We could have one specific night every week where we play an hour.
An hour? We'll get nowhere in an hour.
Well, you know, a couple nights maybe. We got to commit to it, Jake. This can't be another Dead Island.
I'm not good with commitment. I'll call you back.
State of Decay 2, it's happening
Next time.
Oh! Yes, go.
Okay, no, we'll finish your topic first, eh?
Just to finish off, the two games that I've got written down on my Xbox list to buy is Mass Effect and Red Dead Redemption 2. And Hitman, but that's already out yet, so I haven't got it yet. So that's pretty much just 3 games for Xbox. Whereas if I had a PS4, there'd be a lot more games on my list to get. That's just all I'm saying now, is that I talk about it quite a lot, that maybe I should have got PS4.
No.
But the only thing that's sort of convincing me that I made the right choice with Xbox is Halo Master Chief Collection. And what else?
You know,
Rare Replay at the time, but still that's not good enough. Because I'm hoping Switch will just bring out most of those N64 games that I can just download and play.
Probably not.
But yeah, most of the games that I've got on Xbox can be played on PS4, so nearly all of them. So
Xbox, still love it.
For what reason? What do you love it for?
Halo.
Yeah, just Halo though.
Yeah, because I couldn't live without Halo. I just love having it. I pretty much play Halo on a monthly basis.
Is this Master Chief Collection or the new ones?
Any, whatever I feel like. Maybe
I don't
Master Chief.
I'm not a really big fan of the new ones. I just love number 1 and 2.
Oh, I couldn't if I had right now, if I at the very beginning, if I chose PS4 over Xbox, and there were 2 Halo games I hadn't played yet, I'd kill myself. I couldn't do it to myself. It's Halo. I have to play Halo. Anyway, did you see South Park got delayed again?
No.
South Park got delayed again, and to the biggest, most open release window ever until the next fiscal year, which is April of this year to February 2018 or something like that.
What?
So
Why?
I'm so sad.
That's ridiculous.
It won't make it this year, not at all.
No way.
So that's 2 delays now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there any reason? Did they give a reason?
No reason. Just delayed.
This was on your 2016 most anticipated list.
Yes, it was.
It's also on your 2017. It could be on your 2018, Jake.
Oh my god.
That really says something, though, about some games that we've got on our lists.
What?
Like, games that were supposed to be released in 2016, and now it might be 2018 before you get to play them.
It's probably... look, it's... I can wait because I got things to tie me over. I got Zelda.
That's true.
Just Zelda.
Just Zelda, yeah.
No,
there'll be a bit more.
There'll be more, but Zelda will...
Red Dead and Mass Effect. Are you getting Mass Effect?
Not at all. Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
No way. Mass Effect boring. I've said this many times. You know how I don't like Mass Effect.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, taking a chance on the new one, better, all new and improved.
If the main character is nothing like Shepard, then I'm in.
What if the main character comes out and his name is Jake and he has a beard?
Still no.
And you can catch Pokemon.
It's too much like my life. It's weird.
Mm.
So yeah, South Park delayed. Sad. But something I've been, just quickly wrapping up, something I've been trying is that new Fire Emblem Heroes game on mobile.
Oh, is that out?
Yeah, it's been out for about a week.
Well, I don't take notice of mobile, but continue.
It's free to play. Totally free to play. The only things you would want to pay for are just extra coins and extra bonuses and stuff. It's basically the crux of the game is that same Fire Emblem combat and smaller cut down maps to fit a mobile screen, which is great because they're Fire Emblem maps. The tougher ones can last up to an hour, even more. These are done in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what I saw from the trailer. I knew it would be really short like that.
And I love that.
It's like toilet games,
I don't take my phone to the toilet.
Pooing games.
Yuck. No, it's really good, and the base of the game is that you want to build your good team of heroes from all the Fire Emblem games. They've cut together all the best of the characters from the Fire Emblem series, and so you get all these coins and rewards, and then you put into like a roulette, and you get up to like the warriors can come up to 5 stars, and you have a choice. Like the best character you can get, for example, is like a 5-star Marth, for example. And that's like the rarest of the rare to get, something like that.
It's like a Mewtwo,
essentially. And I don't know, it's fun to pick up and play. Whereas I don't know, this is the very first Nintendo mobile experience I've had where I've wanted to come back to it. Super Mario Run was
expensive.
Yeah, I still haven't paid for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I ever will.
So this was the Fire Emblem mobile game that they talked about when they announced Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing.
Yeah. But Animal Crossing has been delayed a little bit.
Yeah.
To later on in the year, which I'm still excited for. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if they keep getting it right, like they have with this Fire Emblem game, Super Mario Run wasn't a miss, but it wasn't.
Well, they keep making. Yeah. Go.
Sorry.
They keep making really good mobile choices. Like they know how to make a mobile game. Like it's supposed to be just pick it up and play for 5 minutes and put it down.
They're doing it right.
So,
yeah.
Every game so far they've proved that they know how to make those really quick games.
Yeah, and Miitomo as well. I know not many people like Miitomo, but I like the idea of it. Here in Australia, it clearly it couldn't succeed here in Australia. There's not. You need to have all your friends be playing it.
It's too Japanese.
Yeah.
But like for Animal Crossing, how are they going to make that a quickly pick up and play for 5 minutes? Because the Animal Crossing DS version is a play on the go, but you pick it up and play for a good half an hour to 40 minutes and then put it down. So how are they going to make this a 5 to 10 minute experience?
I think with Animal Crossing, they will cut it down to have the best elements of Happy Home Designer. So it'll be a big focus on designing your house. But to get those items, you would do the mini games from, say, the recent
Amiibo Festival.
Yes.
So not like New Leaf where you're going around your village.
There's got to be something like...
I don't think it'll be a big village, and also you can't control your character walking around the village unless it's a touch and go, like a point and click kind of thing.
Oh, some mobile games have a little virtual joystick in the corner.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be that element though to it, like in your town and stuff. But I'm not sure how they would incorporate that. Maybe there's no town you can walk around in, but you have a town, but you just touch which house you want to visit and something.
Oh yeah. So you're just sort of looking at a top-down view of your town, and you click, and that's where you go. So you can't sort of walk around your village.
No, but that's walking around your village is one of the fun parts. Building up your garden and stuff.
Not really. I mean, if you're sort of mayor of your town or something like that in New Leaf, you're sort of in control of what your village looks like, and it's just sort of like a strategy top-down view of what your village looks like. And if you want to visit someone's house, you click on their house and you go there. Or if you want to dig a hole or something, you just click where the thing is and you dig it, and your character just does it automatically. So you don't control where your character goes. You're just clicking, and you're just clicking on things that you do.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Yeah, that could work, and that's a lot faster as well because you're not taking the time to walk from one place to the other. You're just clicking and he does it.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. It could be good.
I'm more keen for just more Nintendo stuff on phones.
It'll definitely be a real-time game as well, because it's on mobile phone. There's no excuse for you not to pick it up.
That's a good point. Yeah. By the way, less than 3 weeks till Switch and Zelda.
What's the date for that again?
March 3rd.
It's sooner though than 3 weeks, isn't it?
Sooner?
That's right. Less than 3 weeks, you said. And it's about 5 or 6 weeks until Mass Effect.
Ugh. Switch.
What day is March 3rd?
It's a Friday.
So Friday, you're getting Breath of the Wild?
Mm-hmm.
On the Friday?
And I've pre-ordered it at the EB Games closest to my work.
Okay, so your lunch break, go over there, pick it up.
Absolutely.
Friday night, I'm coming over to look.
No. That first night, it's all about me. Yep. No,
are we recording on the Saturday?
We'll see.
Or do you want me to come over and we record?
While I'm playing.
While you're playing.
Oh my god. There's been some
full review of Breath of the Wild.
No, I can't review it that quickly.
Well, I mean, how long are you going to play it on Friday night? A good 5 hours?
I will not sleep.
We should do that. We should record while you're playing Breath of the Wild through the whole thing.
Oh man, I can't multitask at all. There's people are criticizing that there's been no official footage of the Wii U version released. Everyone's like, well, we're just seeing the Switch version. Like, why do you want to see the Wii U version though? You want to see the game the best it can possibly be, right? Yeah. And the thing they're trying to do is make people buy
the Switch.
Sell the Switch. No, they don't want people to buy the Wii U version.
They've just announced, Wii U's. They're not making Wii U's anymore. Yeah. And
there's this photo. Someone took a photo of EB Games now. How Switch is the shelf space.
Oh yeah.
Wii U has got the sad little corner. It's so depressing. And Switch is taking up with these big boxes and all the pre-order boxes of the games.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a bit sad.
The 3DS still has quite a good size.
A little, yeah. They still dedicate a little bit of room to Wii and DS as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Maybe they've gotten rid of that altogether. I think they should. Anyway, time to wrap up.
Yes, it is. That was episode 43. Jake, what are you gonna be playing this week?
I told you, Scott, many times. Zelda.
This week?
Yes.
Oh, Zelda what?
I got the new copy of Breath of the Wild.
Oh, fuck off. Any last words?
Nope.